Never before have so many on-the-spot fines been issued in Britain. We're going to be following the men and women who hand out over £30 million worth of tickets every month.
Oops. Round here, they are an absolute blight.
So I'm up to 104 now.
Wow, that is disgusting.
Just walk away.
For behaviour that's downright dangerous.
That was stupid for these sort of conditions, wasn't it?
Simply selfish.
Look at the mess you've created in the street.
How was that our fault?
Or just,
What is he doing?
well, plain silly.
What a donut.
We'll be revealing the cost of their bad behaviour.
£100 fine.
Pays £260.
Ouch. And how this could affect you.
I'll give him a punch.
You want to see me kick up?
The police are on it.
What the? Sir!
The parking wardens are on it.
They should be thanking us for being here.
And I'm on it.
Careful, it's a 30-mile-an-hour limit here.
I'm Dom Littlewood. And I'm on the spot. This time, I'm on the spot,
That was a bit stupid of him, wasn't it?
spotting the speeders.
What must be going through his mind right now?
Oops. Just who is going to pay the penalty in Lancashire?
He had a sheet over his head and he emptied the bin there.
And one man fights his fine
Do you now accept that that's your vehicle?
at the traffic tribunal.
No. Have you ever driven over the speed limit, forgot to MOT your car or not bothered with your seatbelt? You might think it's harmless, but they're all criminal offences, and if you don't play by the rules, the police can hit you with a hefty fine or more.
I'm riding shotgun with Sergeant Warren Knight. The weekend is nearly over, and for traffic cops that means one thing. Dangerous drivers.
So, Warren, a slightly wet Sunday afternoon in Wiltshire.
A damp one, yeah, a damp start, which is typically not what was forecast.
What is it now? So it's 20 to 4 now. We're on with you most of the night. What are you likely to
The plan
expect?
for tonight is to go up and join colleagues on the motorway. We usually find the M4, because of people going back towards London, it gets quite busy, and we usually have quite a lot of late evening collisions. But also, as the traffic thins out, we then get the people that have left it quite late, and they'll start increasing their speeds.
Would it be fair to say that the majority of the RTCs that you see now would be as a result of people speeding?
They're not all speeding. A lot of inattention is the main cause, I would say. Combination of inattention, inappropriate speed, or inappropriate driving. So that could mean that they're distracted by mobile phones, they're distracted by talking. I think people's lives are so busy now, they're such in a rush that they just don't think ahead. They're just thinking about, I've got to get home, I've got to get the kids to bed, or I've got to get ready for work. So they're not focusing on the job in hand, which is driving.
You must see some horrific things.
I've been a traffic sergeant for 10 years, and I've seen a multitude of people that have died as a result of road traffic collisions.
Do any of those scenes or sounds you might hear, anything at all, does that haunt you afterwards, or are you able to distance yourself from that?
They do for a while. You just hope in time that your mind can process it in the right way.
It's the job of these guys to try and eliminate road traffic collisions. One way to focus drivers on the rules of the road is an on-the-spot fine. We haven't even made it onto the motorway before getting caught up in a dangerous manoeuvre.
You know, I can understand their frustrations, but that is partly some of our job. We are actually catching, just to deal with this.
Yeah.
The driver in front has just overtaken us at an excessive speed. He's going to regret that, especially if he ends up for £100 on-the-spot fine.
That was a bit stupid of him, wasn't it?
Well, the road's clear. It's just a question of his speed and whether his speed is appropriate. We're at a 60 limit. Whilst he's overtaken, he hasn't eased off. The speed's now at 73 miles an hour, and we'll just monitor his speed as we go round the bend. And it's a question of whether he does reduce his speed or he carries on, and that allows me to gauge how I might deal with him.
Unfortunately for this bloke, he's still breaking the speed limit.
The gap between us hasn't really changed, and we're still doing 70 miles an hour and a 60.
What's your instincts right now? What are you thinking?
I think we'll have a word with him.
Well, he's got no chance of overtaking that.
No, he's going to be stuck now. So he hasn't really achieved a lot because he's been stuck behind that car. But we'll get the driver and just have a quick chat with him.
I reckon the penny must have dropped by now.
What must be going through his mind right now?
Oops. He's probably thinking, am I going to get a fine for this?
Hiya. You all right? Yeah. Do you know why I stopped you?
Speeding, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's speeding.
This is pretty serious. There are kids in the back.
Do you have any points in your licence at the moment?
Don't think so, I can't remember.
Do you have your licence on you? Lovely. Oh, your licence has seen better days, isn't it? Yeah. All right, I'll just do some checks. Sit tight.
Sergeant Knight needs to check to see if there are any other issues with this vehicle. If so, the driver could be in line for more than one fine.
What's your name?
Tom.
Tom. OK, you obviously didn't realise you overtook us.
Yeah, I realised it as soon as he put his lights on.
Yeah. What did you think when that happened?
I thought, not again.
Not again?
I got stopped along this road about 10 years ago.
Right.
By this, a very similar grey BMW.
Yeah.
The Oscar S01E06, if you can do me the vehicle check first and then the DL.
They say lightning doesn't strike twice, but I'd say it has for this fella. Caught speeding and whilst overtaking an unmarked police car. But is he going to get an on-the-spot fine? He could be facing £100 and 3 points. It's the moment of truth. So what will it be?
Right. Just ease off your speed, all right?
I apologise.
It's a, you know.
It was overtaking.
I know you were frustrated by the line of traffic, and
slowed back down after.
in your defence, at least you didn't accelerate any more, because I think if you had, me and you would be having a different conversation. All right. Just think about your kids and that. Yeah, but you know, try and enjoy the rest of the day. All right. Okay. Good day to you.
It's a slap on the wrists this time. No fine for this driver.
He's let you off with a verbal warning, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Which I think is very nice of him. You're obviously relieved.
I'm extremely relieved, yeah.
Honest truth, will it change your driving?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I think it's probably worth saying, isn't it? You know, especially when you've got two young kids in the back. It's you know, So
it's foolish.
Yeah, you know it. You said it yourself, didn't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I'm really pleased that you didn't end up getting the ticket because it's it would have been painful and a nasty Sunday for you, wouldn't it? So, Tom, take care.
Thank you, Dominic.
Thanks. Well, can I ask why you took the decision then not to issue a penalty notice?
That's the good thing about doing the job we do, that we can use common sense.
Yes.
The chap hasn't accelerated away. He's showed some restraint, so he's done his overtake and he's been sensible. And I think that is the balance for me. It's not about just giving tickets out.
Yeah.
Because it's important that people understand the risks. And yes, he's gone away with a positive attitude. He's gone away thinking, and his kids have also gone away positive. They haven't seen Daddy get a ticket. Yeah. And I'm a dad myself, and he's had a good day with his kids. Yeah. He doesn't want police officers spoiling it by giving him 3 points and £100 fine.
I'll tell you, he wants to go and buy himself a lottery ticket now because it's his lucky day, doesn't he? I would. I'd go and have a lucky dip right now.
In Pendle, Lancashire, Leslie Brooks is an environmental crime officer with the local council. Her job is to investigate crimes like fly tipping and littering and hand out on-the-spot fines to the culprits. She's had a report from a concerned resident.
We're going to an area in Nelson where there's a problem with waste in the back streets. I don't really know much about it. I've seen a photograph, it looks a mess. So we'll just see what it is when we get there. It looks like someone's just emptied the recycle bin.
The bin vandal has created an eyesore, and with rotting rubbish on the street, the vermin won't be far behind. It's up to Leslie to track down the culprit, and whoever it is could face a £400 fine.
It could well have all been in that bin and someone else has taken it out. We can't, because the bags aren't sealed, we can't, whatever rubbish is here, we wouldn't be able to implicate them in regard to fly tipping because we don't know where it's come from. I mean, if it comes from this property, they might have put the bags out or obviously they've put incorrect waste in that bin, because that's a recycle bin as opposed to a proper bin. So I'm going to look at where it's come from anyway. I'm presuming it's come from here, and I'm going to give them a knock and ask them what's gone on.
It's a bit of a mystery to Leslie, but a neighbour might be able to shed some light on who could be responsible.
He had a sheet over his head and he emptied the bin there,
Right, okay.
went through everything, took what he wanted,
Right.
then moved down the street. When he got to the few bins down there, he started emptying the bins down there.
Right, okay.
And there was some scrap outside. We decided to put everything down that he'd taken from there. He picked up all the scrap and walked away with it.
So do you know who this guy is?
No,
No,
I think
right.
he's homeless. Then
Why-
he came back shortly afterwards and collected everything that he'd collected from that bin and a few of the others and took the rest of it away.
Right, okay.
But he'd emptied a few bins, but the other neighbours cleaned up the messes that they
Right.
came out to.
How long's it been like that then, do you know?
Just since Monday night.
Right, okay. What makes you think it's a homeless guy?
Well, it might not be homeless, but he's down and out, no job, whatever.
Right, thank you very much. Thank you. The sheet is down there, what he said, so maybe his story is true. I'm still going to knock on the door.
The plot thickens. But however the mess was created, Leslie needs to make sure that it gets cleaned up. She's going to have a word with the resident of the house the bin belongs to.
I'm Environmental Crime Officer from Heatherburgh Council. All to your back alley, have you seen? No, you go, I'll see you at the other side. All right, thank you. I'm a bit, I don't know whether we've already got issues with her, because if you look at the front garden, I didn't want to be... We might already be trying to get a 215 because there's bin bags and mattresses in the front garden, so if I just speak to her about this round the back.
A Section 215 order can be used by the council to make untidy residents clean up their mess or face a £1,000 fine. But at the moment, Leslie is more concerned about the rubbish round the back.
It was bin day yesterday, wasn't it? The rubbish obviously is your rubbish. When did you put your bin bags out?
It turns out the bin tipper isn't the only one at fault here.
Sunday, right. Well, it's bin day on Tuesday. I'm led to believe that some homeless guy has come here with a sheet over his head and gone through all your rubbish, hence this mess. But what's caused that is the fact you've put your bins out too early. If you'd put your bins out on the correct day, in the correct receptacle, then this would have been avoided. But you need to recycle as well, if that's your recycle bin. You see, the stuff that's in there is not all recycling either, so you're going to have to sort that out, all right.
So let's take a look at the facts of this case. An overturned bin in a back alley, a mystery hooded homeless person, and unsorted rubbish put out on the wrong day. Is it going to be a fine? And if so, for who?
The stuff here, some of it's recycling, and it should be in there. You need to split it, or you can end up fined for not doing that.
It's no fine. Leslie is giving this woman a chance to sort out the mess. The mystery homeless guy gets another chance too.
I know you're not responsible for this mess, because I have a witness who's just told me about this guy in a sheet rifling through your rubbish. But if you'd put your bins out on the correct day, in the correct receptacle, then this would have been avoided. You're gonna have to clear it up, get some bin bags and get this mess cleared up and put it back out. It's going to be a fortnight. All right. Then it will be double checked. You could end up with an order on you. Right, okay. Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
It seems this resident has got her work cut out. She'll now need to clean up this mess. If she doesn't, the council will do it for her and send her the bill. Now, I don't know about you, but round my way there are lots of different parking rules. Single yellows, double yellows, loading, no loading. You can't park here, but you can park here, but only when there's an R in the month. It's all very confusing. So I'm in Havering on the spot with Parking Enforcement Officer Cam for a masterclass in parking regulation basics. To combat the illegal parking, the council gave out 40,000 penalty notices last year.
I really, really hope that is not a zigzag. Ridiculous. Look at that. You're on the footway, boss. You're not allowed to be there. Thank you.
And after 2 years on the beat, Cam has given out her fair share of fines of up to £130 a pop. And that doesn't make her very popular around here.
In your job, you're never ever going to have anybody say to you, thanks for doing a good job, you know what, you're keeping the streets safe and parking well and you know, you're saving all this problem. No one's ever going to say good.
It's very rare.
How
it
rare?
does happen. I'm not going to say that it's never happened. It has happened, but in 6 years, I reckon maybe 5 or 6 times. So once a year, it comes like Christmas. And it goes like Christmas as well. In and out, gone.
That's when people compliment you.
Yeah, it'll normally be after we've sort of responded to a complaint for a drop curb or a resident opposite a school. But it will come where needed.
It's not long before Cam spots her first offender.
That one's staring you in the face, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a delivery lorry banged to rights on double yellow lines.
So many people think that putting your hazards on means you can't give them a ticket, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, that doesn't help. It really doesn't. Let's see. Now the driver's gone as well. Nowhere to be seen.
So, a lorry parked on double yellow lines directly in front of a no loading sign. Not sure those hazard lights are going to get him out of a fine. And just as Cam's about to issue a ticket...
Is that you? Boss, you can't park there. Come on, you know that. Right.
So what happens now?
An on-the-spot fine of £130 could be on its way.
No, he says he's just waiting to open the door.
So you can't wait here. Are you not able to just go into the loading bay and then wait there?
So it's his lucky day now, is it? He doesn't get a ticket,
Very lucky
right?
day.
The driver escapes without a fine.
That's exactly what the curb marks and everything mean. No waiting, no loading. It's about 1 metre away from the sign as well. So, you know, when they say I'm just loading or I'm just waiting, but that's exactly what you're not allowed to do here.
Well, in fairness, there are 2 loading bays.
There are 2 loading
20
bays
metres up there, isn't there?
yeah. So I can understand if there's really no other alternative.
The first fine of the day has been narrowly avoided, all down to the compassion of Cam, who said parking attendants couldn't be reasonable. But this next car might not be so lucky. It's parked on a single yellow line, where parking is restricted between 8:30 and 6:30. And guess what? It's just turned 8:30. This could be an on-the-spot £130 fine.
Where's the signs then that tells him he...
Whenever there's a yellow line, somewhere along the stretch, if you see over there, that says Monday to Saturday, 8:30 to 6:30. Okay. They've definitely not been misinformed.
So Cam, just explain to me, why is this person looking at possibly getting a ticket and that one's not?
This one, you can obviously see that it has a disabled badge with a clock, and blue badge holders are actually entitled to park for up to 3 hours.
Okay.
Now, obviously, this one is a totally different case because it has nothing on display, so it is on a waiting restriction. Having said that, every vehicle does get its 10 minutes grace now, so if
they've nipped to the lavvy, they got half a chance of not getting a ticket.
Yeah, basically.
Let's hope they come back within 10 minutes. If this person's unlucky and gets a ticket in a minute, how much will it be?
It will be 65 if it's paid within 14 days.
130 if not.
Yep.
It's a lot of money, isn't it?
So now we play the waiting game.
I sort of feel like I want to shout out or press a foghorn or something to warn the driver and say, come and collect your car, you've got 10 minutes. Well, probably about 8 now. That's not going to make someone's day, is it?
Tick-tock, the clock is ticking.
If the driver does manage to come back within the next 10 minutes, we'll be all right.
It's an awful lot of standing around.
Yes.
And walking.
Yes.
Don't you fancy bringing a little thermos flask along and having a coffee and sitting down and dumping your biscuit in it?
It's a lot to carry as well. I mean, during a day of patrolling, you can go through so many drinks and snacks, painkillers in case I get a headache, you know, things like that.
When you say you get headaches, is that because people are having a go at you and
yeah.
Really?
Definitely. After a while, you do kind of need to take a moment and think, oh my God, my head's hurting. I'm going to go have a coffee and
There's someone coming down the street here. I wonder if this is the guy.
Might be. Seems to be twiddling with his phone. No. We get that a lot as well.
How much longer they got?
Got another about 30 seconds.
Right, and then that's it. Bish bash bosh.
Yep.
Talk about the dosh.
It's not looking good. The time is up. Surely this is an open and shut case. The car is parked up on a single yellow line. It's not displaying a blue badge, so there's no lawful reason for it to be there. Cam's given the driver 10 minutes grace, but now they could be looking at a hefty fine of, you've guessed it, £130.
Well, in fairness, they got 10 minutes grace.
Yeah. So if the driver does come back, they can't say, oh, you've given me a ticket as soon as enforcement starts, because enforcement starts at 8:30. We've obviously been here for 10 minutes now, so I would be very annoyed if the driver came back and gave me abuse and said I've only been here 2 minutes.
Yep, it's a fine. A painful 130 smackers.
First one of the day, yeah?
Yep.
Now Cam's heading off to her next hotspot in the centre of town, where drivers have to pay and display.
Romford High Street, not a market day, because they have market day here, I think, 3 times a week, which means that this whole street normally would be full of stalls, but now it's used as a car park. So what Cam's doing, she's going around, she's checking that people have bought a ticket. If they haven't, they've got about 10 minutes or so grace. And so what she's doing now, she's going around, she's logging the cars that don't have tickets, showing, walking around. By the time they come back, if they haven't got one, that's it, ticket time. It's all going quite well, actually. So far, we've been up and down the high street a couple of times. Not one ticket issued. Good day for the motorists. Good day for Cam, really. Less paperwork.
You right there, ma'am? OK.
This car's driver has left the car, but claims her husband has gone to get a ticket. If he doesn't come back with one in 10 minutes, she could be the proud recipient of a £130 fine.
You've just put that vehicle under observation, yeah? Explain to me exactly what's going to happen now, then.
I'm going to go back and check whatever other vehicles I've logged in this car park, because it is a big car park. I think I've logged about 5, 6 vehicles. By the time we come back, her observation will be up as well, and then obviously if she'll either have bought a ticket or we'll move her on. If neither happens, then we'll give her a ticket.
Cam checks out other vehicles while giving the woman her grace period. But when Cam returns, the woman's husband is in the driving seat, but still no ticket. In fact, now he claims his wife has gone for the ticket.
Hey there, sir. Do you have a ticket? Right, because I'm sure it's the same vehicle. Yeah, I logged this vehicle 15 minutes ago, sir, and... Right, she said that you were going to get a ticket. So can you not have a go at me? I logged you 15 minutes ago, now you're back, and now you're telling me she's getting a ticket. Could you go and get a ticket, please, sir? Yeah? You've been here for 15 minutes, and now you're having a go at me. You were about to have a go at me until I made it very clear to you that you've already had 15 minutes. It's 9:20 now. You were logged at 9:05, and at that time, the lady who was sitting here said to me that you had gone to get a ticket. So that is really annoying, because he's tried having a go at me, claiming that, oh, yeah, I'm waiting for her to go and get a ticket. But I'm sorry, 15 minutes ago, you were going to get the ticket and she was in the driver's seat. So don't lie to me and don't raise your voice to me. That is just disgusting.
It looks like this guy is pushing his luck. Cam is within her rights to slap a £130 fine on his windscreen. It's not looking good for him. This driver has been sat in the car park without a ticket for 15 minutes. He claims his partner has gone to get change, but that story is rapidly wearing thin with Cam. So, will she give him an instant fine or let him off with a warning?
Right, can you go and get a ticket, sir? Right, clearly there is no ticket process here. They are not getting change because he just told me she was going to get a ticket, and now he's just jumped out with a note saying I need to get change. And that's after 15 minutes of an observation. I'm very tempted to just tell him, no, I can't give you a minute. You're going to either drive off or you're going to get a ticket, sir. You've had about 17 minutes now.
He's chosen to leave the car park. Another driver escapes a fine, but Cam's not happy.
See, that has really annoyed me now. Clearly, neither of them have any intention of buying a ticket.
So if that's really annoyed you and he's well over the stay, why didn't you issue a ticket?
Because It would have just escalated the situation. If he had refused to move on, then I would have given him a ticket straight away. But to be honest, like I said, the ticket is supposed to be the last resort. If I had given him a ticket, it would have purely been because I've let my annoyance get to me. We don't do the job personally. Personally, I would have loved to give him a ticket. I think he deserved it, because that was just taking the mick.
After a morning on patrol, Cam's hot under the collar, and I'm hot on top.
One of the hazards of the job, I don't want to end up going home looking like a Swan Vesta match. I put too much on there, haven't I?
Yeah.
God, Lord. Do you want some of this?
No, not off the top of your head, no.
Ah, nothing wrong with the top of my head.
It's for your own good, Cam. If I burn my bonds, you'll never hear the end of it.
Nothing quite ruins your day like an ominous brown envelope arriving through the post with a hefty fine in it. Now, you might think that's the end of it and you've got to pay, but you'd be wrong. You might be in with a chance to appeal.
We've been fined for things like going in bus lanes without realising it in a place that we don't know.
And it's the modern life we live in. Everybody's got no time. Everybody's in a rush. Oh, I'll park here. I'll only be away 5 minutes. They're there probably for half an hour.
I mean, I've had a situation where I parked my car in a private sort of housing area next to a shop, and the sign was facing that way and I parked on the other side of it. So when I got out, 10 minutes in the shop, and I come and I got a ticket, I was fuming.
Well, all is not lost. Londoners who dispute their driving and parking fines can get their case heard at the London tribunals at Chancery Exchange.
I'm here today because I received a penalty fine outside my home.
I took my nephew to the toilet. When I came back, I got a ticket, so it was an emergency situation. They should have understood these kind of things.
This is probably the 5th time I've been here in the last 12 years, and on the previous 4 occasions I was successful.
Today, I've been granted special access to sit in with serial appealer Narinder Marwar's tribunal. He's fighting a £65 penalty for apparently stopping in a box junction.
Why do you feel you got a case here? What happened?
No, actually, this Enfield Council, they are alleging that I stopped at a junction, box junction, whereas I shouldn't have. But I think the rules does allow you to stop in a junction if you are obstructed by oncoming traffic. So even if that was my car, that's what happened to me.
Give me an idea, how do you think your chances are going to be with the appeal?
I think I have appealed during the last, say, year or so, and maybe 6 times I appealed, I won 5 times.
Really?
Yeah.
As a rule of thumb, would you appeal every single time?
No, not necessarily. I mean, if I very clearly see that I was in the wrong, yes, I will pay, and I have paid. I mean, my sons have paid, my wife has paid, and I always advise them to pay it. I mean, if you are clearly in violation of the rule, you must pay.
So you're not just trying to get away with it. You
of course
actually generally
no.
feel that you've got a case to answer. You will take the time out. Okay, well, we'll be listening in on the case, so we'll see how you get on. We'll have a quick chat with you afterwards.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, Narinder might be a dab hand at this, but there is a lot of money at stake. If he loses, his original £65 fine doubles.
Come in, sir. Come and have a seat.
Making the call is adjudicator Caroline Hamilton.
In this case, the enforcement authority, the London Borough of Enfield, are contesting your appeal. They haven't sent a representative to the hearing, but they have submitted evidence and they do want to pursue the matter. And what they're alleging is that on the 25th of February of 2016, at 29 minutes past 6 in the evening, your vehicle was seen entering and stopping in a box junction.
The council have sent photo and video evidence that they say clearly shows Narinder's vehicle in the box junction. We can't show the video, but it's okay. Caroline's pretty clear what happened.
Once your vehicle comes to a halt, you're in contravention because you didn't leave the box. You're trapped in the box. The reason that that box is there is to keep the junction clear. Essentially, the regulation is this. You mustn't enter the junction until you can see that there's a space for you to leave. If you do enter the junction before your space is there, you're taking a risk.
Narinder doesn't deny that there is a vehicle within the box junction. It's just a question of whose car it is.
I don't think that the car that they're alleging to have done the violation was my car.
Can you just tell me this? Do you now accept that that's your vehicle?
No.
You don't accept it's your vehicle?
No. And yes, I was there.
Just pause. You were there? You were there on that occasion?
Yeah, I was on the road.
Really, what you're saying is that you're putting them to strict proof to show that that vehicle was your vehicle?
I'm no expert, but Caroline is, and she spotted a flaw in Narinda's explanation.
What the council are saying is that this is the registration number.
I agree, I'm not denying that.
Do you accept that that's your vehicle's registration number?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that the camera that took it could have taken it from that vehicle?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But that vehicle and that vehicle are completely different types of car, are they not?
But serial appealer Narinda doesn't think so.
They both have this light on the middle. From the back, they look identical, yeah.
So your case is that this car and that car look identical from the back?
Yeah.
It feels like stalemate to me. So, there is clearly a vehicle in a box junction, but Narinda doesn't believe it to be his. Caroline has to make a decision.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Marwar. I'm not going to allow your appeal. I am satisfied that the vehicle that was filmed by the CCTV camera enforcement crew was your vehicle. I think you know it was your vehicle. What happens now, sir, is that I'm going to set out in writing why I've reached this decision. Essentially, it's because I'm satisfied that a contravention did occur.
It's not Narinda's day.
And the penalty amount that is due is £130.
But he's not giving up.
From the photograph, it doesn't show that it was my car.
I understand, sir, that that's your case. I don't agree with you.
Nice try, Narinda, but Caroline's having none of it. And now it's going to cost him. For Narinda, that's a £130 fine.
So Narinda, unsuccessful?
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Well, I'm not feeling very happy, but I think I still hold the view that the photograph sent by council did not conclusively prove that it was my car.
If I can be honest, obviously I was sitting in the background and I was being fairly silent, and I felt watching the footage then, I felt that your argument, and this is my personal opinion of course, it wasn't a strong one. I felt the decision was quite fair.
Yeah, I still hold the view that it cannot be said with 100% certainty that it was my car.
I think if you take it as an overall picture now, this is your 6th appeal, and it's only the 2nd time your appeal hasn't been upheld. So generally speaking, you know, you've definitely come off better off by appealing every time, haven't you?
Yeah, of course.
You know, are you happy to accept it now, and that's the end of it?
No, I'll see what I can do about it.
So you might fight this further?
I might.
Okay.
I might.
Thanks, Narinda. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Cheers.
It's not a good day for Narinda, but the same can't be said for everyone. Almost half of the appeals that are heard here are in fact successful.
So basically the adjudicator said she has to cancel the ticket.
Coming here today has gone very smoothly, and I put my point across.
Got the answer that I wanted, and obviously waiting for a letter to confirm that.
So Caroline, you're the chief adjudicator here. Do most people leave here, regardless of the results, content that they've had the chance to actually speak their mind?
Obviously, our hope as a tribunal is that once you come here, whether your outcome is a refusal or an allow, you still leave here, as you've said, contented and with perhaps a better understanding of why it is the ticket was issued in the first place. Unfortunately, of course, there are people who are not happy, and they will never be happy. But that's not something that the adjudicators can change. That does happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's life, isn't it?
It is life, yeah.
In Lincolnshire, the beautiful countryside and leafy lanes have become a haven for fly tippers. And one man is waging a war on waste and those unscrupulous tippers. Steve Clegg is a district councillor.
I'd say that's probably a commercial waste dump. My concern there, of course, is it's so close to this main road, the A17, that really it causes a hazard. Not only is it unsightly, but it could cause a hazard to traffic as well. So it's a safety concern.
Anyone caught fly tipping could be looking at a fine of up to £50,000 and even a jail term. And there's no shortage of tip-offs from the public to help Councillor Clegg track them down.
Oh, you've got fly tipping down your fen. Would I be able to have a look at it today? Thanks for the call, and we'll see you later. Bye.
With 900,000 incidents a year in England alone, fly tipping has become a countrywide epidemic. And Steve has come out to visit James Bourne, a local farmer who's been the victim of a fly tip.
Hi James, nice to see you again. You all right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
where's it happening then?
Just over here. Because the grass is grey, you can't see it. So.
Oh, right. Oh my word.
Someone has fly tipped a load of waste off the highway which could contain any number of contaminants.
Without going through it, I don't want to get my hands in it. Really.
You don't know what's there, do you? You wouldn't
No.
want to take the risk.
To make matters worse, the tip could already be affecting the water supply to the farmer's land.
That's the main drain, you see, which runs along there from Digby.
Oh my word.
It's going to slip down into the dike.
If anything's seriously polluting, that's going to go and wash its way into Digby.
Well, that's right, yeah.
This waste should have gone to the local tip, but it seems whoever dumped it just wanted to avoid the drive and a £20 charge.
It's just another example of selfish, lazy behaviour. It beggars belief that people would go to the effort of coming here.
Council cutbacks have seen 2 local waste sites shut down recently. 20,000 vehicles a year used to come to this one alone. But having to travel a bit further to dump waste is no excuse for fly tipping. It's not long before Steve gets another tip-off.
Oh my word.
And even for him, this one is a shock.
Oh, absolutely astounding. It's blocking a whole road. Oh my gosh. It tipped right across the roadway.
Not only is this massive fly tip blocking a road, there's an even bigger problem for Steve. He's spotted some potentially deadly waste.
You've got asbestos. We're going to need to get specialist contractors in to remove this stuff because it's so hazardous.
Absolutely. So this is a really substantial expense for the council now.
Yeah.
Because somebody has decided to dump it here rather than dealing with it properly. It's almost as if somebody's shed is here, you know, with the asbestos or a garage.
Yeah, it's an old garage or something, isn't it?
That were in it.
This is serious. If Steve can find evidence of who's responsible for this pile, they could be facing a huge fine and time in jail.
Yeah, more speakers, somebody liked their music, I would think. 7 tyres, 8 tyres.
And more in here.
And more in there.
Yeah.
Oh my word. 8, oh gosh. This is incredible.
So this is obviously an expense that someone saved themselves by just dumping it here and saying thank you very much, you know, you and I can pay for it instead.
Removing and disposing of asbestos is an expensive business. Sadly, it looks like the perpetrator has covered their tracks.
I doubt there's going to be any evidence in here, you don't know, but it doesn't look to be as if anything's going to be retrievable that could track it down to who's actually tipped it.
With nothing to identify the culprits, it's looking like the council will have to foot the entire bill to remove this lot.
It's not quite as simple as perhaps some of the other things we've seen. They'll need to get contractors in who can remove the material safely. It's dangerous, it's totally inconsiderate, it's unbelievable.
It might be frustrating, but for Steve and his colleagues at Lincolnshire County Council, the fight against fly tippers will go on. In Wiltshire, traffic cop Jay Clifton is on patrol. He's stationed on a raised police ramp at the side of the busy M4.
It's an observation platform, so from here we can carry out speed checks
I can look at vehicles, I can see the drivers, so I can see if people are wearing their seatbelts, I can see if the vehicles, or get an idea if a vehicle's overweight. So it's a good place to sit up and watch the world go by, really.
Today, he's on the lookout for speeding motorists. And if he catches any, he can issue them with a £100 on-the-spot fine, or even a court summons. And it's not long before he spots what he's looking for.
That'll do, we'll have him.
So this driver was clocked at 97 miles an hour. But maybe he's finally spotted the cop car in his rearview mirror.
Slow down a lot now. What we're going to do is take the vehicle off the motorway and have a chat with the driver in relation to his speed. Get in front of him and use the follow me.
Well, that got the driver's attention. Could he be about to get a hefty fine?
I need to have a quick chat with you about your speed. I could see you were travelling faster than the other vehicles on the carriageway, so I formulated the opinion that you're travelling in excess of the 70-mile-an-hour speed limit for the motorway. Inside here's a little red dot. I put it on the front of your car, pull the trigger, lasers out one into the other, at which point it tells me that you were doing 97 miles an hour and that you are 502.6 metres away from me. Is there any lawful reason you can give me as to why you're travelling at this speed today?
I know I've broken the law, but I'm going to the hospital. My dad's in hospital next to he's in emergency.
He's in Exeter.
It's about 100 miles to Exeter. That's a lot of miles at a dangerous speed.
Do you think you're going to drive all the way to Exeter at that speed?
Definitely not.
It's a bit much, isn't it?
A bit there, honestly.
Problem is, I've never met you before. I can't validate that story at the moment, can I? I can obviously make a few calls if I need to.
True.
But if you've got to get to Exeter, you want to get there and see your dad. What you don't want to do is hit another car at that speed and end up killing somebody else.
No, I agree with you, yeah.
All right, do you have your licence with you at all?
I do, yeah.
Take a seat there for me. I'm just going to shut these doors so we can have a chat.
Let's take a look at Jay's options here. The man was definitely speeding, and at 97 miles an hour, Jay does have the option to issue the man with a court summons, meaning he could lose his licence. But he claims he was on the way to hospital in an emergency.
On this occasion, probably going to take it in the ear for it.
His story checks out, and Jay has decided to give him the benefit of the doubt.
But on this occasion, I'm going to let you go. And that's just me showing a bit of compassion, but I need you to be a bit honest with me and make sure you get that signal. Do you understand that?
I know I was wrong and I shouldn't have been doing it.
So there's no fine for this driver, just a firm warning. Something tells me the rest of his journey will be at a sensible 70 miles an hour. It's a tough job, but someone's got to do it. Join us next time for Dom on the Spot.